me? Any one of you? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good afternoon, Durga Devi. Good afternoon, Priyanka. Good afternoon, Varshini. Good afternoon, Durga Devi. Okay. In the last class, in the last class, I was telling you about classes and objects. Okay. So class is like a blueprint. It's a user-defined data type or a programmer-defined data type. Okay. It will be having, say, it will be having methods and attributes. Okay. So class objects, they represent the real world entities. They represent the real world entities. Example, you can see here students, persons. Okay. Say we want to represent any lectures. Okay, so real world, in the real world we'll be having these many people. Okay, if you want to represent these people, we need objects of teachers. Okay, like this. Say I have given you this example. I have given you this example. Always objects will represent the real world entities. Okay, similarly, if you take the example of human, I took some attributes. Legs, hands, and nose is the attributes. Similarly, methods, talk and walk is the method. Okay, so all the activities, most of the activities that are related with an object, okay, are defined as methods. Okay, you can see that I have created two objects of Udank and Ramesh. So here it's known as instantiation. It's known as instantiation. Udank is an instance of human. Okay, similarly, Ramesh is an instance of human. Okay, like that. If you see in the Java, we can instantiate like this. Okay, we'll be we'll be calling the constructor. We'll be calling the constructor. Okay, and we'll be using the new keyword. And S will be pointing. S is a pointer or a reference variable for that object, whatever it has been created. Now instance is a variable. Okay, instance is like a variable. Similarly, instantiate, to create the variable, is known as instantiation. Similarly, attribute, I told you attributes. Okay, now init, I told you init. Init is for initialization of the attributes. Init is for initialization of the attributes. It's like default constructor. It's like default constructor in C++. Okay, now if you see the example here, I have created a class, my class. We need to use the keyword class my class attributes. Okay, after that we can define methods also. Okay, now if you want to create an object, okay, if you want to create an object, we can instantiate like this. Now we are printing the attribute value of the object P1. Okay, whenever we create P1 will be having attribute like X. Okay, so we are printing the X value. Similarly, you see in this example, I have created a class person. I have created a class person. It has a default constructor, name and age. Name and age during instantiation, it will initialize from here. Okay, and this is known as my, this is known as like this operator. Okay, this operator, my is like a this operator. Okay, so in the second example, you can see in this example, it is having two methods. These are known as methods. Okay, total three methods are there. It is default method. Okay, and these two are the other methods. Okay, whenever we instantiate the object, we are sending John in 36. John will be copied to name. 36 will be copied to age. Okay, now they will be copied to the my dot name and my dot age. Okay, like that. Now you see the other example, class rectangle. Okay, but before that, let me tell you doc strings. Okay, doc strings. Okay, did I told you about the doc strings in the last class? Please say me yes if it is yes. Please say me no if it is no. Doc strings. Yes. Okay. Abhishek says yes. Kavya says yes. Nitish says yes. Okay. So you see here doc strings. Doc strings will give you the details of the class, or the details of the method, okay, etc. Say in this example, it's a class. Okay, after class, we need to write the document string. Okay, it's like documentation. It's like a help. This class is about representation of a rectangle which has width, height, and corner. Okay. Now we'll go to the editor. We'll go to the PyCharm. You can see there. I have defined a class. So what is the name of the class? My class. The name of the class is my class. It has some documentation, okay, which is enclosed as a string. It defines it is a my first class. It is my first class, okay, in Python. In Python, okay. So similarly, it has one attribute like m. M is the attribute initialized with 10. Similarly, it has a method. It has a method f1. So the document string can be also written for the function. So it is a method within the class, within my class, within my class. Okay. Now we are printing. This is a method. Here we can write the document strings for methods. We can write the document strings for class. So I'm initializing an instance m1 of type class my class. Now if you want to know the document string, if you want to know the document string of my class, what the my class is, we must write dot slash underscore underscore doc. Okay, if I run this, you see there we got the document string documentation. This says it is a my first class in Python. Okay. Now similarly, if I want to know about the method, okay, if I want to know about the method, say here after the class we must give the method name. What is the method name here? F1. Okay. Dot doc underscore underscore. Now it will give you it is a method within the class. Say I'll run this. So it is a method within the my class. Okay. So it helps in identification. So there is some difference between comments and document string. Okay. Now can you differentiate the difference between the comments and document strings? Comments. Difference between comments versus um, doc string. Any one of you? Comment cannot be printed in the output screen. Good. Document strings can be printed. Comments can't be printed. Good, good Nitish, good Abhishek, very good. Okay. See here, comments. We can't print them in the as the output. Okay, but the document string, we can get the document string of the class, of the method, whatever the thing it may be. Okay, that is the difference. Now, similarly, there are some methods. There are some methods. The method name is isInstance. IsInstance. Okay, we want to check whether M1 is instance of the class myClass. Okay, if it is true means it will return true. Okay, if M1 is not an instance means it will return false. So what I will do is I will comment this. I'll comment this. Now I'll run this. Okay, I have initialized an instance M1. So M1 is an instance of my class. So I must get true. I must get true now. So what is the mistake here? What is the mistake here? Okay, indentation. Sri Lakshmi says indentation. Good. Priya says indentation. We must give indentation. So the P must begin in the first colon. It must begin in the first colon. Okay. Here we must begin. So now I'll run this. I think there are no errors. See there, it is true. M1 is an instance of my class. Say for example, I will check for M2. Okay. You check for M2. There is no object like M2. There is no object like M2. So I'll run this. This time we will get, what will be the output this time? Please type me. False. Good. Abhishek says false. Priya says false. Good, Priya. Okay. You see there, M2. There is no object like M2. So I'll run this. So you see there, we are getting M2 is not defined. Okay, M2 is not defined. It is a name error. Okay, we are getting something like name error. Okay. Now I will change. M2 is equal to my class. Okay, again I'll call the class. This time you see there we got true. M2 is an instance of my class now. Okay, that's why we got true. Okay, you must know that. Now the next function. I'll comment this. Now please type me this this function. This function. What is this function name? Okay, and try to write the syntax of this. What it may be doing. Try to write the syntax. Has attribute. Try to write the syntax of a has attribute by seeing that example. This is the example, is it? It will check whether M is an attribute of instance M1. Okay. So what will be the syntax? Syntax of that method. Okay, I'll write by myself. You see there, syntax. Okay, I'm writing in the editor itself directly. So has attribute. Okay, has attribute. The first part is instance. Comma. Here it is attribute. Okay. So it will check whether this attribute exists in this instance. If it exists, it will return true. Okay. Else it is false. Okay. I'll comment this. I'll comment the entire thing. Everybody must be able to write the syntax. Okay. Now I'll run this. You see there, what will be the output now? What will be the output? You see that the entire class, it has an attribute m is equal to 10. So what will be the output? True. Abhishek says true. Good. Okay. Nitish says true. Good. You see there? But before that, it must be moved to the first column. Okay. Everything must begin in the colon. So check for indentation always. Now after this, you run this. We got true. Okay. Now this time I'll change this one as a instead of m I'll take L. Okay. I'll take L. This time we must get false because there is no attribute like false L. Okay. There is no attribute like L. So I'll run this. You see there it is false. Okay. Now say I'll initialize L with say some 2000. Okay. This time I'll run. Okay. This time you will get true. Okay. Because L is an attribute of M1 instance. Okay. So I'll comment this. I'll comment this. Now the next thing is copying. It is very important. Please listen carefully. So we have defined a class person. We have defined a class person. It has one default method. Okay, along with two more methods: function for displaying name and function for displaying age. Okay. Now I'm copying this person to one more class person2. This is what the copying is. Okay, I told you these are third class variables. Okay. I said you something, some first grade variables. So class also can be copied. Okay, like normal variables. Say A is equal to B. This is copying, is it? Similarly, here we can copy classes also. Okay, now I'm copying to person2. Now person2 will be having a function name like myfunc underscore for name. Okay, now I'm passing a name like rak. Okay. Now you see there, hello, my name is Rack. Okay, something like this. Now I'll copy to one more person3. Okay, person3 from person2. Okay. Now this is again copying. This time we will call age, my function for age. So person3 dot person3 dot myfunc underscore for age. Okay, age. Say I'll give 30. Okay, I'll run this. Okay, now what is the mistake? What is the mistake? Anyone? P. Okay, Ritvik says P. Good. I'll try that. Oh, it's okay. It is capitals, is it? It is capital person2. Now capital person2 is copied to small person3. Now I'm using small person only. Okay, small p. It's correct. Now somewhere mistake here. Okay, you see here. Please tell me. Error is visible. I must remove self. Okay, in the print, we should not use self. Okay. I'll run this. See here, you see there, it is name error. It is name error. Okay, self is treated as a name there. Okay, it's not treated like a this, but it is treated as a name. Okay, that's why I have removed the self. I'll run that. So we got 30. Okay, we got 30. So in this program, you must learn copying. Okay, copying one class to another class, from one class to another class to another class. Okay, directly we can copy like variables. Okay, now how about from? How about from? What type of thing it is? It is a keyword. It's a keyword. Okay, that's why it is showing in blue color. Okay, all the blue color things are keywords. Class is a keyword, diff is a keyword. Okay, now green color thing, green color is a statement. Green color thing is the statement which we want to print, or the data which we want to print. Okay, now I'll comment this. Now I will define two classes. I'll define two classes. Class my one. Okay. Now I'll define one more class. Class my two. Okay. My two. Two classes I have defined, which don't have any attributes or methods. Now how to copy this? How to copy this? Please type me how to copy. My one must be copied to my two. Okay, I want to create one more class. How to do that? Please type me. I want to copy my one class to my two. I have created one class. I have created one class. Okay, it's simple. Say my two is equal to my one. That's all. That's all. Okay. This creates one more class. This creates one more class. Say for example, if you want to check, say x is equal to, I'll take 10,000. Okay, I'll take x is equal to 10,000. Now this time in my two, okay, dot my two dot x, I'll try to print. I did not define class my two, but I have copied here. Okay, so I'll write copied. So I'll run this. This time you must get 10,000. Okay, did you understand? Please type me yes if it is yes. Please type me no if it is no. Okay, okay Priya. Okay Nitish. Okay Namrata. Okay Ritvik. Okay Surbi. Okay. So I have copied from one class to another class. Now I'll comment this. Now we'll go to the notepad. Okay, you see there, the next topic is I'll tell you an example of rectangle. Okay, we are creating a class of rectangle. We have given the instance name as box. Box has the attributes like width, height, and corner. Okay, where the corner is a point. Okay, point is a class again. Okay, where corner will be having two attributes, x and y. Okay, now we are defining one method, okay, or one function which finds the center of the rectangle. Okay, That's the textbook example. That is a textbook example. The next thing is objects are mutable. Objects are mutable. Okay. Can anyone tell what is mutable objects? What is mutable? Mutable objects. What are mutable objects? Cannot be changed once created. Good. Very good, Vaishnavi. They can't be changed. They can't be changed. Okay. Very good. Mutable objects can be changed. Can be changed. Okay. So classes comes under classes or objects comes under mutable. They are mutable. Okay. They can be changed. You can see in this example, if we created one box which is having width, height, those things, we can change it. We are changing here. We are increasing the width by 50. We are increasing the height by 100. Okay. Like that, there we are defining a method which increases its width and height. Okay, we are increasing its width and height. So this is an example for example to say that objects are mutable. Okay, please type me everybody, objects are mutable. Objects are mutable. Everybody, objects are mutable. I want to check whether how many of you are listening. Objects are mutable. Every one of you. Good, good Priya, good Durga Devi, good Nitish, good Netashri, good Nimrata, good Abhishek, good Vamshi, good Ritvik, good Shushma, good Kavya, good Priya, good Surisha, good Sara, good Dhruti, good Aziz, good Surbi, good Divya. Okay, so objects are mutable. Can you give me example for immutable objects or immutable data types? Immutable. If you have mobiles with you, just check in the internet and try to find out. Int. Int is a immutable. Okay. Int char. Okay. Good. Those are immutable. Good Priya. Good Vamshi. Good Divya. Okay. Float. Good. Say. You see there? I'm printing box width and box height. Okay. Say box width is 150 initially. After that, width height is 300. After increasing by 50 and 100, okay, it becomes 200 and 400. Okay. This is to show that they are mutable. This is to show that box width and height are mutable. Okay. Initially they were 150. Now it has been changed to 200. This is the textbook example. This is the textbook example. Okay. Now the next thing is copying. We can also use a copy module. We can also use copy module to copy one object to another object. Okay. So here we have created an object like a point. Point will be having coordinates x and y, where x and y are the attributes. We have created an instance of P1, which is having values of 3 and 4. Now I'm copying the object P1 to P2. Okay, which can be done by using copy module. Now we are printing both. We are printing both, and if we check them, they are not equal. Ease will check their memory locations. Okay, their memory locations will be different. Their memory locations will be different. That's why you are going to get false. Okay, this is the textbook example. Now the next thing is errors. General errors that we'll be getting while dealing with classes. So I have created one point. We have created a variable like P. We have initialized the attributes 3 and 4. Now I'm trying to access P.Z, which Z is not defined. Okay. Whenever Z is not defined, Z attribute is not defined in the instance, we'll get an error like attribute error. Okay. And it says point instance has no attribute Z. Okay. So the type of error is attribute error. Okay. Some common errors. Now, the next thing is, I told you all these things. Is instance as attribute. Okay. You must know the syntax. Can anybody write the syntax of is instance? Is instance, syntax for is instance, as explained you for has attribute. Syntax for has is instance. Okay, I'll show that so that you can type. See this? Please write the syntax of this is instance. Okay, Abhishek, is instance, comma, class name. Very good, Abhishek. Very good. Say, I'm repeatedly asking you to write the syntax because many of you will not know the syntax. Okay, these are the rules. These are the rules. Okay, I may be not able to write every syntax. So, is instance, name of the method or name of the function. After that, here it is instance. Here it is instance. Okay, or object. Okay, here it is class. Here it is class. Okay, this is the thing. This is the syntax. Whenever you are writing answers in exams, you must write the syntax and you must explain it. Is instance. I'll show you how to write in internals. Is instance. Give the arrow mark. Say it's a method. It's a function. It's a function. Okay, and you write instance. The argument. The first argument. Instance. Okay, you say it's name of instance. Name of instance. Or object, name of object. Okay, now class. It's the name of the class. It's the name of the class. Name of class. Okay, this is for your internals. How do you write? How you need to write? Okay, now the next thing is class 2. I'll go for class 2. Now classes and functions. There is a class like time. Okay, we can define like this. We can define like this. We can define a time object which has hour, minute, and second. Okay, we can define like this. So this is known as time function. This is known as time function. So we can use the functions to define the class also. That is the thing which is very different. We can write, we can use functions to define class. Okay, this is the meaning. This is the meaning. Okay, now you can see there. I'll try to execute in a command prompt line by line. I'll try to execute this one in a command prompt line by line. Python, I'll type Python. I'll enlarge the screen. Say, I'll write class time. Say what I need to type. Class time. I'll define one class. Class time. U colon. It doesn't have anything. Control Z. Enter. So say I'll try to do this one here only. In PyCharm. In PyCharm. You see the example here, already it is there. I'll uncomment this. You see there, we have defined a class. With function. Time is the function. It has 3 attributes: hour, minute, and second. It has a method. Okay, which prints time hour, time dot minute, and time dot second. We are printing in C style. Okay, you can see there. What is this dot 2? What is this dot 2? Dot 2D. Any one of you? Dot 2D. Field specification. That is known as field specification. Enter. I'll come here. After dot 2 decimals we are going to display. Okay, now if it is 11.00, okay, 58.00, 20.00, if you want something like this, then we need to use dot 2. So I'll run this. Some syntax mistake. printing. Okay, so I did not comment this. I'll comment these two lines. I'll comment these two lines. Now I'll run this. You see there, we got 11, 58, 20. Say instead of 2D, I'll take 4D. Let us try. Let us try. See here, for 4D, it is displaying four values. Four values. Okay, that is the meaning. Field specification. This is known as field specification. You must learn these things in C language only in the first year. I'll comment this. I'll comment this. You see that what we are doing here? Name of the function, name of the, please type me the name of the class here. It's a function name. Please type me, everybody. Okay, good Priya, good Nitish, good Kavya. Time is a function. Varshini, time is a function. That's why I asked you to type. That's why I asked you to type. Okay, good Abhishek, good Varshini, good Namrata. Okay, the class name here we are defining by using a function. Okay, that's what I want you to say. Okay, good Dhruti, good Ritvik. Okay, now the next concept is pure functions. The next concept is pure functions. Okay, whenever we say pure functions, functions which will be not having any display or input functions, like printf and scanf statements will be not there. Okay, print and input statements will be not there in these kind of functions. Those kind of functions are known as pure functions. Okay, if you see this example, it's a function. It's a function add time. Okay, it will be not having any input or print statement. That's why it is a pure function. That's why it is a pure function. Pure function. Okay. I'll comment this. Just in this example, we are taking two objects, T1 and T2. Okay. Now we are adding them. We are adding them. That's all, and we are returning them. So pure functions will be having return statements also. Pure functions will be will also having return statements. Definitely, it must have return statements. You see there, we are having return statements. That's why it is known as pure functions. Okay. Now this is another example for pure function. Okay, we are returning, it has a return statement. Okay, it will be not having any display functions like print and like print, you don't have any print, don't have any print or input statements Okay, it should not have, should not have. Okay, those kind of functions are known as pure functions. Now, if you see the next example, modifiers. These are known as modifier functions. These are known as modifier functions. These functions, what they do? They'll do addition. Okay, they'll do some changes. They'll do some changes. Some changes for attributes. For attributes. Okay. Those kind of functions are known as modifiers. Okay, or modifier functions. Modifier functions. Please type me this. Only modifier functions. Every one of you. Please type me modifier functions. Please. Good Namrata. Good Ritvik. Good Abhishek. Good Nitish. Good Kavya. Good Vaishnavi. Karthik is there. Varshini. Good Sushma. Good Priya. Karthik is there. I'm acting like police now. Udank is there. Kevin, good Kevin, good Survi, good Priyanka, good Vainavi. Okay. Modifier functions. Say I'll go to the notepad. You see there, sometimes it is useful for a function to modify the objects. Okay, it gets as parameters. In that case, changes are visible to the caller. Those kind of functions are known as modifiers. If you see in this example, the name of the modifier function is increment. The name of the modifier function is increment. It has two arguments, time and seconds. It has two arguments, time and seconds. Both will be changed. Both will be incremented or decremented, whatever the arithmetic calculations we can perform on time and seconds. We will change them. We will change the content of the objects. Okay, that's why they are known as modifying objects or modifiers. Okay. Now the next topic is classes and methods. Classes and methods. Okay. Now methods are used for expressing operations. Methods are used for expressing operations. Whenever I say expression for operation, just I'm giving you some simple example to understand easily. Okay. Class human, walk and talk. They are operations. They are operations. Okay. They are the operations of the objects, whatever we create by using human. Okay. So we say that methods will represent the operations. Methods will represent the operations. Or how do they interact with the real world objects? Okay. With the real world, how they are going to interact. This is the example. These are the characteristics of the classes and methods. Okay. We will talk with one more object. Okay. Say Ramesh talks with Udank. Okay, or Udang talk with Ramesh. Okay, like this. Now, methods and functions. Methods and functions. You see that methods are defined inside the classes. Okay, and they are called by using dot operator. Now, when it comes to functions, they are defined outside and called without using dot operator. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, methods and functions. Functions are returned. Functions are typed outside by using they can be defined outside. Can we define methods outside the class? Can we define methods outside the class? Let me take the example of C++. Can we define the methods outside the class? Yes. Okay. Good, Abhishek. In the C++, we'll be using in the C++, how we can define outside the class methods, how they'll be defined outside the class. What is the operator? Please type me the operator which is used. Scope resolution operator. Okay. It is scope resolution operator. Good, Divya. Okay. Okay. Okay, good, Priya. See here, I think we can stop here. So, in this class, you learned doc strings. You learned doc strings, copying of the objects, mutable objects. Objects are mutable. We can also copy by using copy module. General errors while programming with classes. Similarly, some methods or some not methods, functions has attribute and instance, is instance. Okay. Along with that, pure functions and modifiers. Okay. Pure functions and modifiers. Okay, we can stop here. Thank you, every one of you. We can stop here. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you, Priya. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Shirisha. Thank you, Ashni. Thank you, Durga Devi. Thank you, Kavya. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Shushma. Thank you, Aziz. Thank you, Vainavi. Thank you, Dhruti. Thank you, Shulakshmi.